This one tip has saved me from so many disastrous D&D sessions as a DM. And in theory, it sounds so simple, but I promise you in the moment, it is the hardest thing to do. And that is, if the time calls for it, just end your session early. As DMs, we want to provide fun, entertaining experiences, and we want to hang out with our friends. For some, D&D is the one time friends get together during the week. Additionally, for some, D&D is an escape. We want to go inside this fantasy world to be heroes, to carry out our fantasies and dreams. So it makes it extra difficult when we need to take an objective step back and end a session early. But why would we end a session early? Well, it might be that your players have gone completely off the rails and you don't know what to do next. You're not comfortable with DMing moving forward. It might be, unfortunately, that someone has crossed the line at the table and the energy in the room has been completely sucked out and it's just an uncomfortable situation. Honestly, it could be any number of things that make it where a DM should just take a step back. Because continuing the session from that point on, I've found damages campaigns. If your players wander into a super deadly encounter, don't just improvise it on the fly, because that's how TPKs happen. If a player crosses the line, don't try to power through it, because the players who are uncomfortable now need to sit there with those uncomfortable feelings for an hour, 2, 3, who knows how much longer your session's gonna last. And that creates real emotional damage that you as a dungeon master need to be aware of. And you're also telling that other player that the session will continue when they have that kind of behavior. You're almost passively telling them, at least for the moment, that what they did was okay. Or maybe something happened with you in the middle of the session. Maybe you found out some horrible news and it's just bringing down your mood, your emotions. Players feel that. When you are completely off balance and off your game, players will pick up on it. Especially if they are playing in a D&D campaign run by you that your players absolutely love. Your players want you to run when you have the mental and emotional and physical capacity to do so at your best. So when the circumstances call for it, know when to end your session then and there. You might end it only 20 minutes early. You might end it an hour and a half early. But do whatever it takes to preserve the integrity of your campaign. Because I promise you, a player leaving the table or you accidentally TPKing the group is a much worse result than just waiting until next week to continue on the story. And if your players question you, just explain to them why you're ending early. 9 out of 10 times they're going to understand. If you want more DM tips like this, I would suggest checking out this video right here, and thank you for entering the dungeon.